I just got back from New York where I got to hear the New York Phil play Scheherazade, and that was such a great experience. I mean, not only because I got to see my brother play, but just because it was such an incredible piece to hear by them, and I have always been really enchanted with the story of Scheherazade, the emphasis on storytelling and how it can really save you, and just the idea of princesses and pirates was really appealing to me always, especially when I was little. But I've only ever been exposed to the piece in bits and pieces until I played it this summer. And I was really surprised this summer and this past week by my reaction to the piece. It isn't exactly what I thought it would be, so I thought I would make a video kind of about my interpretation of how the piece is similar to the story. Even though Rimsky-Korsakov, it's a very loose interpretation on the piece. I think he basically said later on that he just wanted something that sounded oriental. But anyway, the story of Scheherazade, it's about this cray sultan who thinks that all women are terrible because his brother was cheated on and so was he. So he makes this generalization, which, those are always dangerous. And he decides that he's going to have a different woman every night and that she's going to be killed after every night. So eventually he runs out of women, of course, if you're going through them like that. And his vizier is like, yeah, we have been getting you all these women and now there's none left. And the vizier's daughter actually volunteers, brave woman, to be his new wife victim, which is crazy. But so she, becomes his wife and tells him this story that's so riveting, so captivating that he just cannot kill her. He needs to find out what is going on next. So he keeps her alive for 1,001 nights. And it's pretty amazing. Like, she is not getting any sleep. Like, I think I'm not getting sleep, but she was really not getting any sleep. So props to her, and I mean, there are so many different accounts of the story and how it ends, but they all are the same in the fact that he pardons her, for her sin of being a woman, and doesn't kill her. They get married. They stay married, which is amazing because she is stuck now, married to this mass murderer, which I guess was always her game plan, but I don't really know. So it's really interesting because the whole piece is going to this epic climax, and it happens, there's all these waves. It matches with the story of Sinbad and his pirates because there are all these strings and winds, ascending and descending scales, and it's this chromatic wailing. It's just like what you would imagine a crazy storm in the sea to be, but also kind of the psychological breaking point. Like, either she's going to win his trust and he's going to forgive her, or he's going to kill her. It really feels like that kind of epic, cathartic, triumphant thing, and she slowly is wearing him down. So that happens, and I'm always surprised because after that I don't feel the triumph that I feel that I should have. Instead, I feel sad and confused, and it's so devastating what happens. So the first sign of something wrong after that amazing cathartic release is this part, which is this theme that we've been hearing over and over again, and it's triumphant, it's joyous, but this time it's in minor. And it's just crazy to have such a reflective, kind of inward thing at the end of this piece, at the end of this epic storm. And for me, it sounds like, now the psychological drama, like all of this outward drama between her and the Sultan is over, and she's realizing, like, now we're in her head. Now it's the internal drama that's about to begin at the end of this piece. And the most devastating for me was the last violin solo. I mean, the orchestra part there, it's so funereal, it's somber, and it's doubtful, it's dark. And it's this gorgeous solo, but the fact that it ends and is written in harmonic, I mean, doesn't it sound like flatlining? It's this empty, hollow lack of life, and that's what was so eerie and confusing to me the first time I was playing and realized that this was how this piece was going to end, with this really dark undertone. And the next part I think is so crazy. It's still just a bunch of E's in the violin solo part, but it's this grasping at flesh and life with the real sounded E, which keeps sighing into a harmonic again, so it can't escape this empty hollowness. I mean, that's crazy. That's sad. Just the fact that it can't seem to escape from this harmonic E in this life or death. It seems very much like now she's in this repetitive loop. Like before she was in control, she was telling the story every night. It was, up to her. And now she's stuck in this loop. She's living this life. And the next part, she's just holding this E, and the chords behind it are changing, but she's unable to. And I think that register change from this really high E harmonic is so amazing. It's about as different as you can get, and it's kind of cliche, but when I think of something that rich and deep, especially when it's happening for the first time, I think of it as, some kind of wisdom gained or some kind of depth that's been revealed. And it seems like she's realized now that she's trapped by her love. And it seems really like Stockholm syndrome to me, that now she's just stuck. And, that beautiful arpeggio leads to the resolution of everything, but the fact that she still has a harmonic makes it way less of a happy ending to me, even if it's harmonically resolved. Anyway, that is kind of my take on this piece. I was just so jarred by the way that it ended, that I thought I wanted to look into it a little bit. Let's be honest, I'm no scholar. But it was really fun to think about it, and thanks for watching if you did, if you made it this far. Thank you. Good night.